Hello, BookTube. So I've set aside my next to be read. Now remember, I did a few rule changes with my BookTube, or with my book reading. I'm no longer doing fiction and nonfiction. I'm just reading what I enjoy to read. Now, in between books, I was going to be doing magazines and also a chapter at a time of textbooks, because textbooks can be very dry, and if I do a chapter at a time, won't be as dry, and I'll probably get through it a lot faster than if I was trying to read the book straight, even though I'm doing it in between other books. So the textbook that I've decided to work with is Domestic Animal Behavior for Veterinarians and Animal Scientists. This is the 3rd edition. This is actually one of my school textbooks that I had wanted to read all the way through since going to college, and I just never had the time. Now this book I will work through chapter by chapter, to be read through to be read, until I finally get the entire book read. But this is one I've been wanting to read for a while, so we're going to add that. Then I went and picked the first book out of my romance book novels. Didn't even look at which one it was, so the one we got is called The Carousel by Belva Plain. Let's see. It says, "There's no doubt in my mind," said the psychiatrist, "your Tina has been sexually abused." Sally Gray stumbles out of the doctor's office, numb with shock and disbelief. Such things didn't happen to families like the Grays, wealthy, proper families who raised fine, well-bred children. But Dan and Sally's 5-year-old was clearly troubled, retreating into the world of fantasy and rage. For generations, the Grays dominated the upstate New York city of Cynthia, but now Oliver Gray, the silver-haired patriarch, has bowed out, leaving the Gray's foods to his 2 sons and his nephew, Dan. But as outside forces threaten the business, the once unimpeachable dynasty is shattered from within by a tormented child obsessed with an heirloom silver carousel, and by a family member bent on revenge, a woman with an unspeakable secret and the power to destroy them all. Looks intriguing for a romance novel. And then I read a book by this author a while ago called, I think, The Plagues of Condor, which I really enjoyed. This is by the same author, with Fearful Bravery, Lynn Kioski. She actually had gone to my veterinary clinic that I was working with at the time and sold the books directly to us. So I picked up this one. Frida thinks she has found a safe haven when she arrives with her mother and sister in Shanghai. They have, after all, escaped Nazi Germany. But an easy life is nowhere to be found. Frida's mother abandons her children. Forced to become an adult before her time, Frida finds strength, work, and new friends. She also joins a junior Jewish resistance, a small group of young people determined to show their defiance of Japanese and Nazi soldiers who are too close for comfort in their new home. A rare look at the lives of Jewish refugees in World War II Shanghai. With Fearful Bravery is an inspiring story of a young woman finding the strength to live a life she never anticipated. So this one is totally different from The Plagues of Condor, so we'll have to see how this works out. And then this one I got from a friend of mine, I think. The World's Best Fairy Tales. So it's from Reader's Digest, and you can't go wrong with Reader's Digest. But it's got like the Snow Queen, Cinderella, those kind of things. Tom Thumb. So this will just be a fun read. It's the classic fairy tales. So I can't wait to read that one. And again, Reader's Digest, right? And then all of my book 2BRs are going to have a Goodreads book in them, because of course I won them, I might as well do a review on them. The one I decided to do is The Day Before You Came by Martin Freener. No change is ever easy, especially the change from a boy to a man. Back then I didn't have any idea how painful the change would be. Bad choices make good stories. This sounds intriguing. Finally, another Reader's Digest selection. This one is the Reader's Digest condensed books. So there's 4 books in one on this one, so I'm not going to read the back of each one, but the books are Blue Heaven by C.J. Box, The First Patient by Michael Palmer, Sugar Queen by Sarah Addison Allen, and Dick Francis with Dead Heat. As ashamed as I am to say, I've got a few Dick Francis books, and they're horse racing books, and I haven't read them, and I call myself a horse lover, so I really need to get into these, so that's why I picked out this one, because I haven't read a Dick Francis yet. So these are the books that I'm going to read from my to be read, and the textbook that I'm going to read all the way through. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll let you know how we go as we go through them. Have a good day, guys.